Welcome to Nunez Wealth Management. Today we're going to briefly talk about 1031 exchanges and opportunity zone programs. Feel free to click on the link below or on my bio at the end of the video to schedule a call or a meeting with me. A 1031 exchange, also known as a like kind exchange or a tax deferred exchange, is a provision in the United States Internal Revenue Code, Section 1031, that allows for the exchange of certain types of property for other like kind property without immediately triggering a tax liability on the capital gains generated from the sale of the original property. This provision is often used by real estate investors to defer capital gains taxes and potentially grow their investments more effectively. Here are some key points to understand about 1031 exchanges and opportunity zone programs. Number one, it must be a like kind property. The properties being exchanged must be of like kind, which means they need to be of the same nature or character. In the context of real estate, this is often interpreted broadly, allowing for exchanges between different types of real property, such as residential, for commercial, as long as they are used for investment or business purposes. Number two, you need a qualified intermediary or QI. To execute a 1031 exchange, an investor must use the services of a qualified intermediary or accommodator. The QI acts as an intermediary, holding the proceeds from the sale of the relinquished property and then using those funds to acquire the replacement property. This prevents the investor from taking direct receipt of the sale proceeds, which will trigger a taxable event. Number three, timeline. There are specific timelines that must be followed in a 1031 exchange. First, the investor has 45 days from the date of selling the relinquished property to identify potential replacement properties. They must also complete the acquisition of the replacement property within 180 days of the sale of the relinquished property. Number four, value and depth rules. The value of the replacement property must be equal to or greater than the value of the relinquished property, and any debt on the replacement property must be equal or greater than the debt of the relinquished property. If the replacement property's value or debt is lower, the investor will need to pay taxes on the difference. Number five, purpose. The primary purpose of a 1031 exchange is to allow investors to reinvest the capital gains into other investment properties, potentially facilitating portfolio growth without immediate burden of capital gains taxes. Number six, it cannot be used for personal use. The properties involved in a 1031 exchange must be held for investment, business, or trade purposes. They cannot be used for personal use, such as a primary residence, for example. Now let's talk about Opportunity Zones program. The Opportunity Zone program was established as a part of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. which offers tax incentives to encourage investment in economically distressed communities designated as opportunity zones. Investors can receive the capital gains tax benefits by investing into qualified opportunity zones or QOFs, which are investment vehicles that invest in businesses or properties located within these zones. You can potentially roll over the capital gains from the sale of the property into a qualified opportunity fund after a 1031 exchange. This will allow you to defer the capital gains tax and potentially receive additional tax benefits through the Opportunity Zone program. Considering the complexity and the legal implications of a 1031 exchange, it is recommended to reach out to us to see if a 1031 exchange makes sense for you. I will be discussing more details about Opportunity Zone programs in a later video. Once again, click on the link below to schedule a call or a meeting with me. Thank you.